Just win. Two words that serve as a motto for one Eastern Kentucky high school. But that phrase has taken on a new meaning now as students and staff at Hazard High School rally around a teacher and assistant football coach recently diagnosed with cancer. 2 years ago, the Hazard Bulldogs defeated Mayfield to win a state football title. And now their offensive coordinator is trying to defeat leukemia.
I dropped maybe 20 pounds in 2 weeks, and I decided I need to go get a checkup, and and they come back and said it was leukemia.
Chuck Fugit has been in the hospital since his diagnosis on August 4th, but he rarely finds himself alone.
They say hospital's a hard place to get sleep, that's a fact. But I don't mind the visitors. It was overwhelming. It's hard for someone to understand what they mean to a community or to a group of kids until something like this happens. And it's sad to know. It's sad for that to be. But it's just been a steady stream of prayers and well wishes and people coming to see you.
And for students unable to go to the hospital, there was a pep rally Thursday. Hundreds of kids wearing shirts encouraging their teacher and coach to just win his fight against cancer.
We're just out here to support Coach Fugit, and we just all love and care about him a lot, and just hope he wins and beats this. Just trying to support him and get the community to support him. We recorded some of the pep rally on a cell phone. And played it for the coach in his hospital bed.
As a teacher, you have a role in kids' lives, and as a coach, but until something happens, you don't understand exactly how much you mean.
Fugit says the hardest part of his illness is not being able to coach the game and the players he loves.
Cancer, it's either one way or the other. You're going to fight or you're not. No, you're not going to lay down and die. So, but the football, if I had to give that up, it'd kill me.
Leukemia is a familiar topic to Hazard student Kirby Whitaker. He beat the disease at age 7 and spoke at Thursday's pep rally, sending Coach Fugit a message that his fight is winnable.
It's not an easy thing to go through. It's it's real hard to do if you don't have good family and friends to help pay for it and be there with you when you need them to.
Coach Fugit's worked here for 13 years. We want Coach Fugit to understand, this is just win, coach. We want him to beat this thing.
But the front of these shirts don't tell the whole story. The back says fight like a dog, reminding Fugit he's not the only dog in this fight. Now, Fugit just finished his first round of chemotherapy. Doctors told him he will not be able to teach or coach football for at least the next 3 months. Officials at Hazard High School are taking orders for those shirts. Proceeds will go to help Fugit with his medical bills. For more information, you can visit WYMT.com. University of Kentucky football coach Mark Stoops was hired to lead the program out of hard times. But now Stoops and some of his players are helping a Pulaski County boy through his hard times. Much harder. In one word,
awesome.
That is how 7-year-old Kelly Melton describes his trip to Saturday's Blue-White Spring game. And he gives Coach Mark Stoops some praise.
Well, he was very nice, and you can respect that guy.
Kelly has leukemia and has been undergoing chemotherapy since being diagnosed in November. But nothing could dim his happiness from getting to tour the Wildcats locker room and even show off his touchdown dance.
Until that day, I didn't know I could do the splits, but then it just came out.
Stoops and several players have also visited Kelly in the hospital.
Well, they encouraged me to not give up. And my mom and dad to not give up. So we haven't gave up yet. They haven't stopped my treatments. I'm still going.
And also pumping iron just like the players. Kelly's dad, Harrison Melton, says his son is handling the situation better than he is.
I broke down one evening And he told me, he said, "Why are you crying?" And I told him, I said, "Well, I'll worry about you." And he said, "Don't worry about me." He said, "I'm going to kick this." And he said, "If I don't," and he said, "I die," he said, "I go to heaven." He said, "So why are you worried?"
As Kelly gets help tackling his illness from the guys who tackle on the field. And Kelly Melton, who is from the Science Hill community of Pulaski County, is halfway through his first round of intense chemo treatments. He has a Facebook page set up. It's called Kicking It for Kelly, and there is a link to it on our website.
We continue to follow a developing story this morning in Clay County, where 3 people are dead following a helicopter crash last night near Manchester. WYMT's Tanner Hesterberg has been following the story all night and joins us now live from near the scene with the latest. Tanner.
Well, good morning once again, Michelle. The latest information we have is that investigators from the FAA and the NTSB, the National Transportation Safety Board, are expected to arrive here on the scene at any minute to comb through the rubble and sort through the pieces of what was left of the crash that killed 3 people. Again, if you missed it, the 3 people that died in the crash: pilot Eddie Sizemore, paramedic Herman Lee Dobbs, and flight nurse Jesse Jones. The crash happened at 11:15 Thursday night in the parking lot of Paces Creek Elementary School on US 421 here in Manchester.
And I seen those sparks flying over yonder. I grabbed my phone, and while I was on my way to the door, I dialed 911. Okay, time I got the door open, it come out of the wars and was on fire and it hit the ground, just exploded.
And again, investigators still have not released an official cause of what may have led to the helicopter crashing. There was some thick fog that rolled through the area here last night. One transportation official on the scene here told me that may have had something to do with it. FAA officials, once they have surveyed the scene, are expected to brief us and the rest of the media that are here. So hopefully we'll have some new information for you to pass along then, Michelle.
Coal country goes to Washington, D.C. Good evening, everyone. I'm Steve Hensley.
And I'm Morgan Lentis. Thousands of people affected by the downturn in the coal industry rally today outside our nation's capital.
We were the only television station there from our region. WYMT's Tanner Hesterberg joins us now live from CBS News headquarters in Washington to begin our team coverage at 6. Tanner?
Well, good evening from just outside the Capitol building, where today thousands of coal miners and coal supporters came together to protest new regulations from the Environmental Protection Agency. The Rally for American Energy Jobs drew thousands of coal supporters from across the country.
The administration has made good on one of their promises that he made, and that was his promise to bankrupt coal. It's working.
Dozens of politicians took the stage to voice their support for the coal industry.
Coal is the most reliable, dependable, and affordable energy resource we have. 40% of the American people depend on what you produce every day.
Many folks from eastern Kentucky made the trip to our nation's capital.
When I got off the bus a while ago, it was laughter all the way over here. And you know what? During the time here, though, I began to cry a little bit because it's heartfelt here. You know, when you're losing your jobs and everybody's losing their homes, it's so sad.
Can't do nothing from the house. Just come up here and just try to be heard, try to be seen. Just be a part of it.
Officials with the Environmental Protection Agency argue the regulations under protest are necessary to prevent global warming and keep the air and water clean. And organizers of the rally chose today because it coincides with a House subcommittee hearing on the EPA regulations' effect on regions like Eastern Kentucky. Eastern Kentucky was well represented at the coal rally, but the rally also drew people from states like Wyoming and even Colorado. Organizers called it the Rally for American Energy Jobs, but coal was the main topic of discussion.
I don't know about you, but it makes my blood boil to see Hollywood liberals plug in their electric car and think that they can run their little car without any coal.
Many people affected by coal layoffs blame Environmental Protection Agency regulations. Brandon Maiden is a laid-off miner from Harlan County who made the trip to Washington even though he barely had enough money for gas.
In Harlan, they just ain't much going on right now. Coal's going down, just they ain't nowhere to go. Can't work. You have to go out west or move away or take a job you ain't, comfortable with.